the casual, the casual before.
Okay.
All right.
So how was your day?
Kakosi. All right. Hello and welcome to the Nips and Boky FlockTalk podcasts. Shout out to Mastering Runeterra for that intro. Welcome, damaged and stunned people, with your damaged and stunned hosts.
Hey, don't drag me into this.
Hello, you're part of the podcast, okay?
Okay,
Listen,
true.
there's the only differentiation between you and I is that good cop, bad cop. You're the player, I'm the deck builder, but we're both
Okay.
stunned and
We're
damaged,
both
okay?
flocks, and yes, sure.
And we
Deal.
talk of sorts, okay?
Sometimes, yeah. You're mostly the
So,
talking, but I'm just
yeah,
present.
I do that a lot, One of us has to, okay? So, our third episode.
Yeah?
I actually didn't think we were gonna get past the first episode.
What do you mean? You just make a second one, it's just as bad as the first one, you just keep going until we become
True.
good at this, yeah?
Yeah, eventually someone will watch it. Yeah.
True.
There are a couple people. Unironically though, there are like quite a good chunk of people watching it. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for tuning in, leaving nice comments, and watching us provide absolutely nothing of substance.
I thought that was all my mom and her Smurfs. No, there's no one
Oh,
actually watching here.
mom carrying the podcast, Giga Chat.
True.
Shout out to tvoya mom.
Nice. Good
Nice,
Serbian.
nice.
How's the Serbian going? Very
That's
well,
the
obviously.
yes, very good. Dobro, mucho dobro,
Mucho dobro, nice. We're back where we
Yeah.
started.
No, back. Mala coca. That's all we need to know.
Perfect.
So we have quite a bit of things to talk about today. We're going to be talking about the balance patch that's been live for how long now? A week and a half, 2 weeks? I don't even know.
Like more? I think it's been like 2.5 weeks.
Something, yeah.
3 weeks. Monka. I think
It's been going. It's been going. That's the important part.
Yes, we're full of informations here.
Yes. The meta, we're going to be talking about the recent Mastering Runeterra $1,000 tournament. That's usually monthly. They've been doing it pretty regularly. And we're going to be talking about the World Qualifier Open happening this coming weekend. So
an actual tourney finally coming up with actual rewards and.
what do you mean an actual tourney? The Mastering Runeterra tournaments have been happening.
No.
Those...
No. Sorry. The official one. The official ones.
The official. Oh, okay.
We've been having scuffed seasonals and tourneys for a while. It's time to go back to something resembling an actual seasonals. So.
Yeah. And this one, the max prize is 5K. So we got something to be excited about, surely.
Which is still
okay.
Half of what seasons used to be. But...
okay, listen. If we compare everything, we're just never going to be happy, okay? And the game is going to die, even though the game is...
Well, yeah. Hopefully things improve and don't downgrade like they did. You know?
They're all. Everybody has been super nice on the team, though. So
yeah,
we did. Our friend Matt from the lore team said that he's been watching our podcast. So hello, he's super sweet.
Hello.
And everybody on the team has really been trying and been super communicative, and so that is appreciated.
They're definitely ramped up in that regard.
Yeah. And they do those streams that they've been doing with the Q&A, and that they've been doing the patches as well. Like they talk about sometimes the patch like the day before, why they're doing things and stuff, and it's just been really good. I know there's a lot of, it's kind of like normal to have like interaction with your fan base nowadays because of how easy like Twitter is and accessible, but I feel like lore has gone above and beyond with like really trying to talk to their fans. So
the one downside is sometimes in these streams developers say things that make everyone in community lose respect for them and stuff, but
not that Karma is a healthy deck, not specifically that comment. Okay?
No, I wasn't talking about that one. Coolest.
So speaking of the balance patch.
Yes, the balance patch started off very strong. The first slide lost all hopes in humanity. Remember when we talked about how Ash LeBlanc is just a medium deck? Has been shit for a while. Finally becomes decent-ish because of the meta we're in. Because there's no aggro and stuff to counter it. What do? They just double nerf it for some reason. I
Yeah,
mean,
it feels like
Ash
the
is
Viego. It feels like the
yeah,
Viego nerf. Like I feel like Viego and Ash just paid for the meta rather than the actual power level of the card.
yeah. On
So
Viego,
it
it's
feels
more
kind of fun.
debatable, but because Viego has had some decent decks for a
Yeah,
while,
Viego. Yeah, it had the Viego Evelyn
and he
mono
himself has been
Viego.
doing heavy lifting in those decks, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Whereas
yes.
like Reckoning change specifically is hilarious because I've always been opposed to playing that card, and people always
Mm-hmm.
bother me because I'm the Ash LeBlanc player, obviously.
Yeah,
People are always, yeah, why are you not playing Reckoning? Because the card is trash.
yeah.
Like you can maybe get some players with like a close deck
I
list
mean,
and
you can
ladder and stuff,
justify
but
it. Like, sure, like at certain parts of the meta, like you could use
sure,
Reckoning,
yeah,
and it was good. It was good. Like
it
at
was good,
most
yeah,
one, maybe two. But to justify a nerf because it was a very like meta specific card,
yeah,
and even just like in tourney, like most people would just it was like a tourney card. Like you wouldn't really use that on
yeah,
ladder.
yeah.
And for it to get a nerf was just like 7 mana is like feels unplayable. Like there's no way you play that at 7 mana.
Like versus a good player, you make them play around it all the time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
They have to keep
yeah.
6 mana up at all times, and you
And
can
now
just play around it.
7?
Yeah,
Like what are you doing? In an
it's
Ash
so funky,
LeBlanc
yeah,
deck, like you
yeah,
literally can't play anything if I have to keep 7 mana up, like you can't play anything.
yeah, literally.
At most a Glory Seeker or maybe an Omen Cock, and then it's done, you know?
Yes, and then
But there
Ash,
were go
and then
ahead, go ahead.
Ash nerf is
One
super weird
extra.
because
Yeah.
yeah, and the thing with Ash is like a weak point of the deck. Like LeBlanc is much stronger than Ash in my opinion. Ash does have some
Mhm.
like cheese wins, like she's pretty decent, but just
Mhm.
as a card face value, it's like so outdated because of how the arrow works. Like generates
Yeah,
on
yeah.
top and stuff, it breaks your draw. It's like so weird. There's like so many
Yeah, yeah.
weird things about Ash, and then she
Yeah.
just gets nerfed. It's like
You know what I think? Part of the reason, like, not just the fact that Ash LeBlanc was like at the top of the meta. I think one of the reasons that they might have nerfed her with an extra, because it was one extra to level up, right?
yes,
Normally, Ash LeBlanc decks either didn't run Brittle or ran one, but because the meta called for double to triple Brittle, I think because it's so easy to level Ash with triple, double Brittle,
exactly.
that I think that's why they, aside from the being at the top, that they made it one extra one. But normally you don't play that many Brittles, so once this meta is kind of over and done with, and now you have to go back to like normal Ash, it's literally going to be even kind of more unplayable than it was before. I feel like I don't know, like if I had to justify
Mm,
as to why, maybe
yeah, that
because
makes sense.
like
Historically, it had like 5 to 6 freezes. It was double flash freeze, double free sisters, and then like one brittle, one harsh winds approximately is what
mm-hmm,
like the spread used to look like,
mm-hmm,
which is really not a lot, right?
yeah, yeah,
Not counting the
and then
Ash.
triple sentry, Avaros and sentry.
You mean Ice Lecture?
I mean,
Sentry is the one that
I
does
still
right.
lecture. You know,
Yeah,
listen,
yeah.
listen,
I mean, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And Troll Chan works and stuff, so like
And
it
troll
is
chant, yeah,
decent, but like just the power level of the champ is
not,
like the card is already trash in literally 50% of the matchups, if not even more. Like it's good into like big stuff, that's it, right? Into anything
yeah,
go wide, it's weird because they just block it with a free one or something. They block it with a
yeah,
2-drop and it dies.
mm-hmm,
And I don't know.
yeah.
Versus
And now
control and
with the
stuff.
there was a LeBlanc change, LeBlanc buff. That was kind of fun. Now the spell
Is
you don't have to copy a 5 attack unit, which is kind of
it
fun.
it is technically above, that is true.
It is, yeah, technically a buff.
Yeah,
I haven't because I've been kind of busy lately, but so I haven't like brewed anything with it yet, but I was like so excited when it got announced because every time there's a new patch, there's a new expansion, everything. You got me hooked on Ash LeBlanc, and LeBlanc is like one of my
sorry.
favorite champions now. Yes. You know. That's why I lose more now, you know.
Yeah.
So I make LeBlanc decks like all the time. So I haven't really been able to craft anything, but I really want to make LeBlanc Callista deck, you know, so I can lose even
Oh
more.
yeah, yeah.
So I can lose even
It's,
more, you know.
um,
Um,
I'm
but
not
yeah,
gonna argue on that one.
not. But there were some other things in the patch that we knew were gonna happen, and they ended up happening, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
So we had the all
There's
out one,
yeah.
+2/+1, very
Hmm.
much justified. Momentous finally taking a hit.
Yeah, that was like
Basically what we said, you know.
it was added after, right?
It was
That
at, yeah, it
exchange
wasn't in
was
the
after.
original.
Like,
Yeah.
wait.
Wait. But we heard, we see you. Do you see?
Nice. Good job.
Nice. Leona, 1 extra to the level, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Leona Dex got like double nerfed, which is pretty good
Yeah.
because Leona has been rampant for a few seasons after
Perfect.
the
Yeah.
rework.
Sun Guardian 2, that
Yeah,
card was, yeah, went down to a 2-1. Feels like a little bit.
but
It
2-1.
went 2-2. 2-2. Went down to 2-2. It was
Thanks.
2-3,
It was 2-3.
right?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember.
No, it was 2-3 for
Um,
sure. Yeah. Which
yeah.
means it was 3-4 immediately.
Yeah, exactly. And the Targon Telstone, that was huge. They literally, they gave us, it
It's
was,
a card now.
I mean, a lot of people, I don't know if Karma Set PNZ is still the default. I know a lot, I've
It
been
is.
seeing
Yeah.
some people playing the Targon one, and it's pretty good. It's not
I mean,
like
the thing is,
horrible.
even the Tellstones, right now, it's like playable. It's an actual card because you have at least Hush is a usable mode, right? But like the other two modes are still like bad.
What do you mean? The
Like
the, the other one?
the
Am
other
I
two
not
cards,
remembering correctly? The fucking 5-mana heal invoke. Am I
Starshipper? No,
stupid?
that's not there. It's the 2-mana invoke, like the big Zoe invoke, the card that no one has ever put in their main deck ever, and then
Isn't
Tarek
the
spell.
expensive one there's an expensive invoke on that? No.
No, it's 2-mana invoke any just invoke.
Yes, I know,
Or
but what's the
limitlessly.
expensive one on the
It's
Telstone?
the Tarek spell, the +3/+3,
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah.
which is
Okay.
also a shit card which no one has ever put in their deck ever. So
Yeah,
you have
but
two.
usually some things in the Telstones, it's like the Shurima one, right? Like you have the 7-mana minus to everything and
Yeah,
then do 2 damage, right? Like you wouldn't put that in your deck, but sometimes it
they're
comes handy
decent
because now
situational cards. Yeah.
you
Mhm.
don't have to put it in your deck. So
Yeah, but
so
the
it's pretty
problem with
nice.
that one is the one you use the most in those Tellstones is already good, right? Like, for example, the PNC Tellstones using Aftershock or the Stream Tellstones using the Renekton spell, right? Those are cards
Yeah.
that they're not very situational, right? You just use them because your deck
You
wants
just
them, right?
yeah.
The problem with this one, like, the Hush is the good one, and that card is already, like, super situational, right? And the other two are just like, eh. So what is your default? The
I
3-mana
feel like
invoke?
the invoke is pretty decent, especially since it's the cheap one.
It's not a cheap
Like
one,
it's
it's
not
the...
it's not the celestial. Like I mean it's not the star shaping. And it's not the 6-mana one either. The one that you invoke 3. Like it's a
Yeah.
cheap alter, like if you just had to get like something
Yeah, but
like
this one is, like, the worst card, that's the problem. If it was the other two, that's decent, because, like, those are actual cards that people play, right?
yeah. No,
Like,
yeah.
you want your baseline to be a card that you would actually put in your deck, right? Whereas this, like, nobody has ever played it because the pool is so large, you can just get whatever, right? You can cast it
Yeah.
late game and
I mean,
get
I
fucking
understand that. I'm
snakes and
just saying
moonsilvers, but
like sure. Yeah.
like it's much better
And
than it was,
then
right? But
yeah.
it doesn't like help Targon, as we saw. Like, Targon is still not a region, and that like
Not a
didn't do basically
yeah.
anything towards making it a region.
Yeah. The Burble getting hit to 8 from 6 to 8 was
Thank God,
huge.
bro.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
that
deck was
card
just so
has
annoying.
been getting away. How long can this go on? It was getting away with too much for too long.
Yeah,
Um, but it really like the version because we were talking about it in the last one where there were different versions of Samira, and Samira was. We'll talk about it because the next thing we're gonna cover is the meta, but like how there were different versions of Samira, and the staple one was kind of the Burble one with the what's her
the
name,
Samira phase, yeah, with Shelly
Samira
and
Fizz, Shelly, and the 1/5 that went down to 1/4
Inferno.
Inferno, which I know a lot of people aren't really playing right now either. Now it's pretty much
Yes.
yeah. The default version of Samira Fizz is the monkey version, which we were talking about like
Yep. That
us,
was
yeah.
the
And
one
it's really
creeping up at the
strong.
end of before patch, like before the
Yeah.
seasonals. That was the one that was like rising up in
Yeah.
popularity.
It was kind of like a fad, and now it's just so strong. Like the monkeys
Yeah,
are such a good like game closer, pushing damage, like
yeah.
everything. Like
Monkeys
it's
also
kind
fit
of
much
overwhelming.
better into this meta because it's like much more go wide and stuff.
Yeah,
The
which
burn and
we're also
everything.
gonna talk about.
Yeah,
Speaking of Bandle Gunner, dude, that card, that rework is nuts. Like
yeah.
nuts. the fact that you're going from an 8 mana 7/7 spell shield comes out with impact 4 if you've
3.
summoned. No,
Factory.
the old one is impact 4.
Oh, the old one. Okay.
The old one is impact 4 if you've summoned I don't know how many multi-region.
4 probably. All
Probably 4,
old
yeah.
units were 4. Yeah.
Yeah. And
The
now
old
it
one wasn't the
starts
card.
at, what does it start at? 10? 8?
10. Yeah. 10.
10, yeah. And then it lowers the cost by 1. Obviously, every time you summon a multi-region um, unit,
Yeah.
and it comes out with impact 3, spell shield 5/5,
Yeah.
and
It used
it's
to be larger,
so
no?
strong. It was 7/7.
7, 7. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
8
I
mana
think like the new
7/7.
one compares to, if you remember, if you played Hearthstone during those days, like Corridor Creeper, like the pink worm thingy,
Mm.
which was like
Mhm.
cheating on
Mhm.
mana. I don't remember
Mhm.
exactly how it was
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
reducing cost,
It
but it was like
was
just you yeet it out, this is your mana
yes.
5/5, and you're like,
It was I think that one was every time you summon something. So if you had it at the start of that's how you did really good, was if you had it at the start of the game,
hmm,
that you could start discounting, like, because it didn't discount in deck, like it
yeah, yeah,
discounted
yeah.
if you had it in hand. And Rogue played that, right? It was Rogue, and then you played, that was during Keleseth meta, Keleseth Shadow Step.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm speaking. This is some Hearthstone bullshit. So you would like
Heresy.
Keleseth Shadow Step, Keleseth, yeah, and then the shit would be like super cheap. I think, if I'm not
Yeah,
remembering
yeah,
incorrectly.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But basically just like that. You
So
just slap oh, this is your mana 5/5, or if you're my levels of RNG, you don't draw any of your owls and stuff, and then you just have an 8 mana Bandle
yeah.
Gunners on
Oh
turn
my
7.
god.
You're
Your
like,
RNG is honestly, somebody in your chat was like, oh, this is like, is this what they're talking about when they say religious experience? It's so bad that it has to be divine intervention. Like, there's no other way to put it. How bad your luck is, my lord.
yeah. So I was playing like Runeterra, the Ruthless Rumbles yesterday to get
Yeah.
enough trophies to qualify for the, not to qualify, to get
To
the
get
Prime
the
Glory.
Prime Glory. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was playing the new Tristana Bilgewater deck,
Hmm.
and 2 games in a row, one I had like I had like 2 boats, 2 Bandle Gunners, and like Tristanas, and then removal. So my Bandle
And you were
Gunners was
like,
like 8 mana on like turn 7. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
did you
And
end up winning
next
that?
game
Did
it
you
was
end
like
up getting to
6.
late game? No, right? You ended up losing that game?
I lost that game, but the other game where the Bandle Gunners went to 6, also like around turn 7
Yeah,
or something, they were still at 6. So basically shit. And again, I
yeah, yeah.
almost won because I think I misplayed or something. I missed lethal with a boat or something, because impact with strikes in combat like works really cute.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
Mm-hmm.
miscounted something and missed lethal. Basically, it resulted in me crying about being unlucky, which I was, but
Nice. But also,
also
just
couldn't
never
just play
lucky, you
better.
know? Yeah. Which leads to, speaking of like Tristana, Bilgewater, and all that stuff, the meta right now. We were talking about last podcast how the meta was basically a version of a Samira deck. Samira Varus, Samira freaking Fizz, Samira, like, just literally, if you needed to have a Samira deck in one way, shape, or form, Samira
True.
Leona. And now it's Tristana. You need to have a version of a Tristana deck. Mostly because Bandle Gunner, and then you have like the new,
And
like the
Samira
Rash.
is still there.
No,
You
no, no,
need
Samira, yeah. Samira's in a healthy relationship now, okay? Before it was just the toxic relationship, and now it's just like, she's a good card, she's a good deck, She's doing her thing, okay? She's flourishing, okay?
she's
Whereas Tristana's just beating you to death, okay? The impact is just,
okay. Fair,
summoning
fair.
all the owls. Um yeah, and so we have the Tristana Bilgewater, Tristana Demacia, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a third one. No,
Noxus, but that one fell out of
the
favor.
Noxus
No,
one.
no,
Yeah,
nobody plays it anymore. I think I saw
no
like
one
one
plays.
recently, but it's
Yeah,
basically the
yeah,
other
yeah.
2.
And the Bilgewater one is being played mostly because of the
The prize
removal,
fight.
right? The
The
prize
prize fight
fight
works really nice with all the
thing.
things.
Yeah, yeah. And then the Demacia one is basically for champion strength,
Yep.
and that one does really well into the mirror. That's the one that does
Yeah.
well into
Even
mirror.
even
And
even those
then,
stats otherwise, yeah.
yeah, yeah, even though nice. And then people have started teching the deny, the Bandle deny for the champion strength,
No,
right?
it's on people, it's me, but yeah.
No, no, there are people playing it as a one of. I've seen people play it as a 1-up.
Yeah, but it's
or
not
2.
because of that. I'm playing it because 2-up because of that. But like my version within I was like the one you saw, which you said people were playing it. That's like very old. Like it's not because of champion strength.
Oh, I thought people were playing it now.
No,
Because
as far as I know, no.
Okay.
Because the
Okay.
version I had was like very old and it had deny in it, so it was just like a stock thing.
No. I saw you play, but I thought that I had seen other people play it now recently for that.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, it's a really good tech. Like if you're planning on
Yeah.
not playing the Demacia version, um, just
Or just
throwing
play the
that in
massive
there.
version with that as well.
Oh, big brain, easy. When the mirror of the mirror of the mirror, just
Ooh,
all that
all the
denies.
mirrors.
Yeah. And so the meta has basically been revolving around that. You have right now at the top, I literally just checked Runeterra AR, number 1, Mono Nasus. What the fuck is going on?
Sorted by what?
I literally just last 2 days, I just went to meta, top 55%, 8K matches. Go right now. Basically 8.5. Mononasis. And I played against it in I think in the Ruthless Rumble. And it's basically you play it with the vaults of Heli, I think, the one that you built the Viego deck with the Rocky Bears. They're
What the hell?
basically doing the same exact thing because Viego's 6 mana now. So basically the Rock Bear fishes the Nasus, kills the Nasus, and then brings out Rekindler. Literally the same exact thing, and they're all slays, so they count for Nasus. So it's really cute. Like it's a really cute interact. It's literally your deck. It's your Viego deck, but with Nasus. It's literally your Viego
Interesting.
deck, but with Nasus.
Wait, they're not even playing
Which
the Crocolis?
yeah, that would be a cute. I haven't seen the deck list. I have seen it being like I've just seen it
That's
played.
weird, yeah.
If you don't have any idea what we're talking about, you actually have a video on your channel.
That is true.
The Viego auction, right? It was.
Check out the YouTube, it's true.
Yeah, check it out. It's actually one of the videos that you have that's done pretty well. So it was a very cute idea. So yeah. And speaking of ladder and meta, the fucking LP system, dude. People are just mauling about the LP system right now. I
As they
think
should.
as they should, yeah. Top of NA, I think is like 1500 or something. I don't know what
That's
EU
large.
looks like. Yeah, that is large. I think EU is also. If we go to
Probably
Lore
the same,
Master
yeah.
app, let me see.
I know
Holy
there's
shit! Wait, just kidding. Top of America's Ladder is Drizoth with 1900 LP.
LOL. Nice.
19 fucking hundred LP.
Giga Chad.
Yeah, and Ichiran Ramen, we're gonna talk about them soon. They're 1500. Infini patrons at 2, Ichiran Ramen at 3, Nick Mays plays at 15, and then Roji at 14, and then Mo at 14. Nice.
Okay.
And then EU is Pavelici at number 1, Shumpo at 2, Raceland at 3. That's the person that's smurfed on. How long
Nice.
they can't keep getting away with this.
I mean, they got punished. I mean, everything's in order now. They're allowed to play
guess,
the rank and stuff.
Simon is at 8 with 1300. That's a lot.
Okay. What's rank 1 EU? Like LP wise?
1700. Pavelici.
Smaller than NA? Hello? That's not
yeah, the time how the tables have turned, probably because of the LP.
No, we just let you have one thing. So
yeah, that's how it is. Listen, I'm not an A now. Okay, I'm no longer an A. I'm in Serbia. The gigaist.
When you go into game on your account, what does it say in like the corner?
No. I have an EU account. It says EU when I log in.
Yeah.
Okay?
When was the last time you logged in there?
That's not the point. That's not the point.
It's fine. We'll claim you. You're welcome to the EU.
Thank you. He's a clown.
Okay.
And
so yeah,
we mentioned it.
Should we explain what the bug is?
Yeah,
it's not even a bug. It's
the
system. Okay, no, you can do it. I don't actually know how it works. So.
What do you mean? Go on. You're the one who plays competitively. Hello.
You get LPs and then you lose LPs, and the ratio of you getting and losing LPs is not as it should be.
Yeah. So
yes,
right
and it's
now,
based on MMR, I think.
Yeah, we talked about it. We talked about it last episode, which is
Yeah,
just like that now they're implementing the MMR and it also counts your MMR from last season. So if you have a pretty high MMR, you're gaining 15, losing 28. And if your MMR is just lower by default, then you're gaining 28 and losing 15. And so a lot of the people that are usually high MMR are very, very frustrated because they're trying to climb and imagine losing 28 and gaining 15. You basically have to play double the games, right? In order to
yeah.
just go eat. Yeah, like.
And then there's people who are 1k plus LP playing people who are basically no LP and gaining
Yeah.
plus 28, which makes literally no sense.
No sense. Yeah, yeah.
And the season has been going for like a month and a half now, so everybody's like high up, right? Because there's no reset after the last seasons and stuff, and it's gonna be going for a month more, so it's a lot, which is why numbers are so large. Otherwise, nobody in NA would be able to get it. So
our resident, our good friend Ikato has been molding on Twitter about it. I mean, rightfully so. Like he's been trying to climb, and Ikato usually puts like a good chunk of effort to climb pretty high, especially now that you get like the Runeterra points for it. And he's just constantly getting minus 28 plus 15, and it's really frustrating because everybody else is just climbing so easily, and then you're just like stuck there.
yeah, I'm just like
And
unlucky.
yeah, and I think he made like a tweet and like in the thread, like Nick was talking about how he's pretty high LP, like we just mentioned him. He has like 1,500, and how I think he went like on a loss streak or something, lost 500 LP, and then his MMR got kind of like tanked. And so when he went to go climb again, he was gaining plus 28 minus 15. So it was like
Easy clap.
easier. And so Ikata was like, okay, but like at this point, you're basically incentivizing me to just tank my LP. Yeah, to just int and then start climbing again, right? Which feels really, really bad. So
just let your younger brother play.
Yeah, just
play
here,
randomly click buttons so you can lose, and then
have fun. It's technically not legal, right? Like to just go in and like just concede the game. Technically, you shouldn't be doing that, right? That's like unsportsmanlike. Is that considered win? That's not win trading.
I think it's not a win trading because you're not like in agreement with the person, and I have done that during the Azraelia season out of protest. Like back like a year and a half ago or whatever, when it was Azraelia season, I refused to play the matchup because it was so bad, so I didn't even want to attempt to get my 5% win rate, so I just conceded.
Or like when people are testing, right? You do that sometimes, right? Where you're like trying to test the lineup and you're like, well, I'm gonna ban this deck anyway, so just concede the match and just like move forward. So yeah, it's kind of hectic out there. And the Mastering Runeterra 1K tournament just passed.
Carrying the competitive scene once again.
Yeah. Not like seriously, like shout out to Mastering Runeterra for literally carrying the scene. Mastering Runeterra, I mentioned it on Twitter, but them Aegis Esports for doing the I think they do it like every season or something, like or every year, I don't know. But it's really cool, and a lot of the smaller tournaments as well, literally single-handedly keeping the scene alive. So very, very cool. The Mastering Runeterra was won by Baya.
Grads.
EU, representing EU, yeah. And
Badge attack.
Badge attack. And his lineup. Remember, we watched. You didn't enter because you weren't comfortable with your lineup or something. You hadn't like practiced enough. Yeah.
It was weird. I was thinking about it, but I decided not to because sleep.
Yeah, nice. Priorities, right? I mean, sleeping is pretty good, I would say.
Sleeping is pretty good, yeah. It's the perfect waste of time, you know?
It's you an literally investment don't exist. To your health, okay?
Just be healthy without it. What do you mean?
In your health, okay?
just be healthy, bro. It's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fine.
I love that there's one googly eye poking out behind you.
You can see it? Oh! But bro, Baya's lineup. So we didn't enter, but we watched a little bit of the beginning and we saw Baya's lineup and we're like, what is this? It was Kaisa, Garen. Do you have the sheet open with you? Because I don't actually.
No, I do, yeah.
Open.
That's here.
Yeah, I know it was Kaisa, Garen, one Jarvan. I think.
1 Jarvan, 2 Garen, 3 Kai'Sa.
Okay, and then the other deck was
Pantheon Samira, and then Nara Timo Tristana.
Nara Timo Tristana. Which one?
Bilgewater.
Nara's Bilgewater. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And
I think I think only the Bilgewater plays Nara. The other versions play home team, I think.
Okay. Probably because of the Poke stick, right?
Probably.
Yeah. And I mentioned, maybe somebody can tell me if somebody's watching this and they know, but I remember Ichiro Namen was, I think, the person who was playing that Garen Kai'Sa like early on in the season because they were climbing really, really high in the NA ladder. And people were looking through their like match history and they're like, what the fuck is this Garen Kai'Sa deck? This is nuts. Yeah. So I'm not sure if I'm remembering correctly if that's their deck or not, but it was really interesting. It was an interesting bring. I wonder if Baya was just
interesting
like,
is one way to put it.
One way to, it's charming. Okay.
Yeah, you look at Baya's lineup, like, why is Baya trolling? And then he wins, like, wait, Baya's not trolling. And then I tried the deck on ladder. I was like, no, Baya's trolling, but he got lucky.
Okay, but we have proof that Baya is in Majin's area of the tree. Okay, there's some pretty lucky people. Listen. They're great players, okay? They're great. But also, luck is part of the skill. So literally skill issue, okay?
Just get that true.
just play better, okay? But tell us about the lineups because you actually like looked at the sheet and like made the stats and stuff.
Interestingly enough, even though we claim it's a Tristana season and Tristana is like all what it's about now, there's still been more Samiras than Tristanas in the tournament, which is wild. Because Samira is probably like still a much stronger card than Tristana, obviously. And so there was 55 out of, I actually know how many people there are. There were like 80 something people, I believe.
Last time I checked, was it 80 something? Well, the last time I checked, it was like 60 something. But you know that people like sign up like literally last minute. So
yeah, I have it open. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah,
there was 82 people. Unless I'm mistaken.
Yeah. And I think it went up to like 2K almost, right?
Yes. So out of 81 people, there was 55 Samiras, which is less than I expected, actually, because...
But I feel like a lot of people, because sometimes this happens, where a lot of people find it easier to just counter the deck, right? So I feel like a lot of people were finding ways to try and just counter the Tristana decks and just ban them, right? Because you can only play one Tristana deck. So you might as well just kind of counter it and then just... not have to ban it and then maybe just ban the Samira decks or do something like that. Because I feel like it's easier to counter the Tristana decks maybe than it is the Samira decks. I'm not quite sure.
Samira decks have weird spreads, so yeah, usually with
like people, you have like Samira Varus plays so different to like Samira Fizz. And like Samira Pantheon, like Tristana decks in general are pretty similar, right? Like just summon a bunch of little shit, go wide, have some elusive shit, impact, and then I think the biggest small and wide. Nice. Smoge. Long. Nice. I think the biggest difference is just the Demacia one, that you have to keep champion strength in mind. Otherwise, I think they play pretty similar. Even with the prize fight ping, like it's all pretty similar.
I mean, yeah, basically I would say, like, I haven't checked actually because it's harder to check for how many were Bilgewater in Demacia, but I would say like 90% plus of the... There was 53 Tristana decks total. I would probably say like at least 40 to 45 were Bilgewater, if not more. And the last couple were Demacia, because overall Bilgewater is just the stronger version. It's like harder to counter and stuff. It's more well-rounded, but it's like worse than Samira. That's basically it.
Yeah, and we didn't even mention in the Jinx Samira in the meta, because that deck kind of popped up. I don't know if it was Ruben. It was somebody that like came up with like the deck, and it was doing pretty decently. I don't know if this is going to be a fad that's going to stick, but Jinx Samira essentially like replaced Leona Samira. It's kind of that still like summon stuff on curve, kind of like just...
I mean, it replaced Leona Samira only in a way that it's the 2-head Samira deck. I don't think.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like just play things and then...
Yeah, but like the gameplay is very, very different, I think. This one is like more discard aggro, like more actual smorkage, and then the other one was like more mid-range, just like go over it up.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's fair. So,
but it's still like
a,
the third most popular Samira deck, right?
yeah. I mean,
The
it's the
first most
easiest to
popular
play
was
for
the Fizz
sure.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Fizz, then Pantheon, then Jinx, and then Varus is the least popular one. Like,
It's the least.
people thought Varus was considered like the best deck for the format just after the patch.
Yeah, until
And
people
then
figured out the Bandle Gunners and just
yeah, and
full
then it
sent
just fell out of
the
favor.
yeah. There were a lot of I was actually playing recently. I played it in the Ruthless Rumble. I was like 3-1 before I had to drop because I ran out of time. But I was playing a lot of the Alawi Swain, and
Yeah,
it's pretty interesting. It feels like I know a lot of people were saying that it's bad. Then again, I haven't played it enough to know, but
yeah.
it
I
feels
haven't
pretty
heard like
decent.
most players that I asked. If I want to say all, because I haven't asked that many players, but basically every player that I asked, like a
Mm-hmm.
competitive player, has said that they think
They
it's
don't like it.
overrated. Yeah, and the
But
stats
these are
show
the
that.
same people that said Astral Blanc was broken, so
Yeah, but the stats show that as well, right? Like 15 people
yeah.
brought it in the tournament and 0 of them top cut, right? There was not a single
Zero
Swain
of
in the
them,
top cut.
yeah, yeah.
Whereas there were 7
Well,
Samiras out of 8 people.
the
So.
Alawi that topped, you have it in the stats, is
Yeah,
Nora
there
Alawi,
was
yeah.
one Ilawi Nora in the top cut,
Yeah.
which is super fucking weird, but
I mean, Alawi Nora was a thing for a bit, I remember, because technically the tentacles count for Nora. So it's like a cute synergy point. So
okay.
yeah. The Shen J4 is like an interesting. We've been looking at it. I guess we'll touch on that for the World Qualifier Open, which is the next thing we're going to talk
Yeah,
about. But
yeah.
the
That
stat
one put
tables,
3 copies in top cut, actually insane. Like, there's 3 Shen
yes,
J4s in top cut,
yes.
which is
And I was
insane.
telling you, like I was making, because we have a
Yeah,
list that we shared together, a Google Doc, where we like put in the stats of like decks and like make lineups and like brainstorm stuff. And we have like several lineups, like just to see how they
yeah,
look. And I was testing one lineup and I put in Shen J4 and I was like, this deck looks so polarizing, because the stuff that it's good into, it's like 60% win rate. And then the things that it's bad into, it's like 30%. So it's like
yeah,
you're either full sending the 60 or you're just like trying to find a way to even it out. But it's pretty interesting. Like if you really full send that sort of lineup, you can, get a high payoff.
yeah,
So, but at that point, you have to kind of be lucky maybe and run into the matchups that
yeah.
you are,
You run into the other
so
30 people that didn't bring Tristana
that
and stuff, and you're
did,
like,
yeah.
nice.
Monka,
Guess
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
lose because it
yeah,
loses to like
yeah,
all the random stuff. Like because it's not a high power deck, it just loses to
yeah,
like a
yeah, yeah.
deep and shit.
To
Like
random
just
stuff, yes,
the most random decks that people bring, like
yeah,
that you would
yeah.
consider trolling, that shit like beats you,
Basically, yeah, yeah.
which is usually what
Kaisa
those
was a
meta kind of decks are.
surprising turnout for the Mastering Runeterra thing.
Yeah,
Like she's been kind of,
yeah,
going
11
up.
copies and then 2 in top cut, which is
Yeah.
like very good numbers for something that's so under the
Yeah.
radar.
I'm surprised. I don't know if you just didn't write it down or if you didn't go through everything, but did people just not play Vayne Aatrox? Because I feel like people did play Vayne
Oh, yeah,
Aatrox, right?
they did. I forgot to write it.
You forgot
Check it.
to. Yeah, Vayne Aatrox. So I was playing Vayne Aatrox, and I was looking at the stats, and apparently Vayne Aatrox does horrible into Kaisa Akshan. I'm like, since when do people play Akshan Kaisa anymore? And it was just like an interesting stat. I was like, what is going on here? So Kaisa is making
11
her
Vayne
comeback.
Aatrox.
What?
11 Vayne Aatrox, 0 Aatrox
Yeah.
in top cut. There was 11 Vayne
Yeah.
Aatrox, two
Yeah.
Mono Aatrox, which is the Bilgewater, the meme
The
one,
Bilge Runner. Yeah.
and then 2 Kane Aatrox as well.
Yeah.
None of them performed. So.
Wait, can you control F the Nasus really quick just to see? Because I've been
No
seeing them
shots
pop
on my
up.
broad and Nasus.
Yeah.
6
Sure.
Nasus, but this is Mono Streamer. Azir next, Nasus are next
Yeah.
in.
Oh, okay.
Kalista, Nasus, Senna. There's one Mono Nasus.
Yeah.
2 Mono
Oh
Nasus.
shit! That Kalista Nasus Senna is probably similar to the Pile 74 that I made.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know some people were playing either Mono Nasus or they were playing, I think, Azir Renekton Mono Shurima, I think was the deck.
Yeah, Azir Renekton, Nasus, Mono Streamer.
Yeah.
The famous 30% win rate deck on ladder, very good. Try it
out. Yeah. Speaking of what we're gonna try out, the World Qualifier Open this weekend.
Yeah.
How did you do? You did so well. So wait, did we didn't talk about how you did the last Runeterra Open? Did we?
The Runeterra Open.
because we didn't have a podcast. We had a podcast before it, but we didn't have a podcast after it. So this is
I
the
think
one
we
we get it.
did.
Did we?
We talked about how I got
Oh
upgraded to
no,
the
yeah,
prizes.
you did, yeah, you got
Yeah,
compensated.
I got
Yeah.
boosted to top 7. Very pog.
Easy clap. We take those, okay? We
Yeah,
take those. Yeah.
it's free monies, you know.
Yeah.
We do take the free monies.
What are we?
We're hoping that
Yes.
hoping that they fix all the problems that we had in the last one, which they kind of did because it's already working on the rumbles and stuff. Like yesterday, I was because I played like 4 different runs yesterday, like Ruthless Rumbles, and it's basically like open, right? Well, open will have obviously more players, but
the thing is that it's a little iffy because like the Ruthless Rumbles, you need to like pay unless you have like the tokens from the reward track or from the open. So you did play the same person like several times.
Yeah, like 3 times or something. Which is very nice. Which means they because I beat them the first 2 times means they lost and then they entered another one. And then exactly. And then I think they beat me or something. Or
so
no,
we're
I beat them
hoping
again. I don't know.
Yeah, that they address the record,
the record best matchmaking, which presumably they did because of the long queue times that I noticed. So I think it's already implemented, which will fix it greatly. But yeah, so yeah, I was waiting like 10 minutes yesterday.
Yeah, I saw
at several
that
points.
One of your
So
10-minute queue.
I'm hoping it's not gonna be like that in the open. It probably will at higher ratings, right? If like you go 8-0 or something, you're gonna have to wait a while to find someone, especially if you're playing at weird times. Like imagine playing like close to the cutoff time, and you're like, one more game, please.
One more, gotta do it.
And you just enter a queue for an hour.
They didn't say anything about the open deck list, right? Like they're not gonna make it open deck list. No,
because that's just a different choice. It's not like a problem per se, right? It's just like
it's just like a
creative direction they're taking, which I definitely don't agree with. But
it's creative is one way to put it, you know.
It's a direction, okay.
It's a direction. Yeah. People climb down, you know.
Yes.
And they said, like you said, that fixing the MMR, not the MMR, sorry, the matchmaking record will fix how many 9-1s make it in.
Yes, yeah. The tiebreakers shouldn't be that weird. It's still gonna be like a not complete Swiss because you can't make it actually Swiss. You have to loosen up the restrictions, otherwise you're actually gonna be waiting for hours in the queue.
Yeah.
So the longer you wait, the looser the restrictions are. So if you wait for an hour, presumably you're just gonna play someone who's completely different than you. But that should fix it basically all the way and would make like 9-2s, right? I think 9-2s, yeah. Would make 9-2s qualify.
Right? Yeah.
Yep. No, all 9-2s is the idea, I think.
All 9-2s?
From what I understood, all 9-2s should. That's what they said, right?
What I understood was all 9-1s and some 9-2s was what they originally said. Yeah. So you're excited to play? It's gonna be much harder. Yeah. You have one free buy. You have one Prime Glory. You might get the other one this week. That's the goal.
Yeah, should get it. Unless I flung the easy Runeterra rumbles during the week, which aren't ruthless.
Because your luck, it's skill issue.
Yeah. So... let's call it luck. I can't beat a bunch of iron plebs, you know.
Hello? We're stunned and damaged, okay? But in the best way possible. It makes us better players.
I'm the iron pleb there.
There you go. We've come full circle, yeah.
Yes.
What are you playing? Do you know where you're gonna play? I know you have like a temporary lineup right now, so
I'm basically set on it. It's gonna be a Samira variant, a Tristana variant, and then a random deck.
What was the third deck? Oh, you were trying the Vayne Aatrox, is what you were
Aatrox Vayne, Bilgewater Tristana, and Fizz Samira is looking most likely right now.
And you were teching both of them to beat like certain things, just kind of like tweaking them.
Yes, yeah. I'm playing like double deny probably in the Tristana deck to beat the Demacia one because I don't want to ban Tristana, I want to ban Fizz Samira. I'm playing like what's it called? Heavy metals in both the Bilgewater decks, both Tristana and Samira. I'm playing heavy metals so I can kill like Bandle Gunners and stuff. Not Bandle Gunners, Beast Mama.
Yeah.
Wait, is it Bandle Gunners?
No, Bandle Gunners is the 5/5.
What is the 1/2 elusive?
Is that Bandle? Just call her Beast. No, it's
Beast Mama.
Yeah, I just got Beast Mama. I don't remember the name.
All the Gunners
Bandle Gunners is the 5/5, is it not? Wait. Have we been calling it Bandle Gunner and it's not actually the 5?
No, I think it is. I think you're right. There's too many guns and too many bundles.
There's too
in
many,
there.
yeah.
It was
Oh,
obvious what we
it's
were
got a
talking about.
gun.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're talking about that one. You just
That
have a
one,
maplet
yeah.
and it's a very clean answer. There's
And it's
no
very clean answer. Yeah,
no protection or anything. So, and same for like Samira. If I'm forced to play Samira mirrors, we can just kill Samira with that. So heavy metal seems pretty good.
I haven't been playing much, but if I were to play like for fun, I've been using the I'll probably just play like Ilaoi Swain, our old Heimer Jace deck with Caitlyn. Probably just tweak that a little bit, and then I was playing Bane Aatrox. I basically just took your list and then full sent it, so I'll probably just play that. I feel like I'm inting by not playing a Tristana deck.
Yes.
Or a Samira deck.
What is wrong with you?
There's a reason why I'm not the pro player, okay?
What, you choose not to be?
Listen,
that would be that's a reasonable analogy. You're perfectly capable and
yeah.
Fucking
Listen,
cocks.
you choose. It's good cop, bad cop, and you choose to win, and I choose to lose. Okay, it's just balance in all things.
You don't choose to lose. You just make it harder for yourself. But
yeah, it's the challenge. Okay, I really like that challenge. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So yeah. Well, we're excited. Let us know what you guys are gonna play if you're gonna play. Good luck, but most importantly,
don't lose. No, most importantly, have fun. Right? That was supposed to say.
Yeah, that's my motto. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it a?
Which means, but most importantly, have fun, and you'll probably lose.
honestly, I have to ask you a question for real though.
Oh no!
If you were to win the seasonals, right, and get the 5K, but be the most miserable experience that you have ever had in a card game, would you rather do that or have the best experience ever and just go to
the 5K every time?
Okay, so
of course, I'd rather cry in a Ferrari, than
so
be happy with my shitty decks,
So is having fun the motto, realistically then?
Well, because realistically, I feel like I'm not good enough to win the seasonal, so I might as well
That's
just have fun.
Realistically not true, but you can keep making excuses and coping that you're not good enough, but we all know
there's a reason why we're stunned and damaged on this podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Good job.
Do we have anything else to cover? I think that's pretty much it.
I think that's pretty much it. We can shout out your YouTube and stuff to where people can find you.
Yeah, come check me out. I don't really make like lore content, but I draw. I'm an artist. You can check out my Twitter. I do sometimes post like decks because I like making decks, but you'll probably see those through Boky anyway. He usually makes videos on my decks or plays them on stream. So you should definitely check him out as well if you haven't. Plugging you, And check out the Akshan Viego deck. It's really fun.
Yes, it's called the Queen's Vault or something like that.
Queen's Vault.
It is very pog. There's some very sick games actually in that video, so you will enjoy it, I promise. To an extent, maybe.
Unless you hate Viego. Do that. No, ruined.
Ruined? Okay. A rewind time.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yes.
That's it. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next episode.
See you in the next episode. Question mark. Let us know what you thought. Like, and subscribe. Right. Join the gobblers. Right. And
share and all those things that cool kids say.
All of the things.
I don't even know.
Like, comment, subscribe, smash.
Yes. Smash all the moms. Wait, what?
That's a different podcast.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Okay.